What's up, everybody? This is Clock Management. I'm your host, Justin, and as always, I'm joined by Perry.
Hey, man. Dude, it's October. How did you get that sunburn?
I don't have a sunburn.
Oh, so you're always that hot.
Yeah,
Nice.
year round.
Nice.
This year round suntan.
Okay. Wow. Well
Yeah.
done, my friend.
As the light shines off my white forehead. It's like a mirror.
You guys actually use less light bulbs in your house?
Yeah, we have to. It's a risk.
It's a risk. It's gotta wear sunglasses inside.
Oh,
anybody's around
everyone
you.
but me, yeah.
Yeah. Just when you use the mirror, right?
Yeah. Oh, dangerous. We've uninstalled all mirrors here for that purpose.
Oh, there's a funny story about uninstalling all mirrors, but we'll tell you guys later. Some other time.
Probably not.
I'm gonna put it on Twitter. Okay.
All right.
What are we doing?
We're just telling stories, reminiscing. But we
Aw.
should be talking about the are we week 5, week 6 now? I lost track. Week 6
We're going
waivers.
into week 6, but
Yeah.
week 5 isn't over.
Yeah, we're still in week 5 because we have football Tuesday night.
Tuesday night football.
Yeah. So we obviously do not know how that game has turned out and cannot
It
give
is
you advice.
2020. It is 2020.
Yeah.
Last night when we were watching the game and the score was tied 2020, I yelled to my wife, "Hey, it's 2020. Do you want to come watch?" She's like, "I know what year it is and I don't want to see anymore."
Nice.
I was like, that was a really
Kenzie's
good
awesome.
comeback. Yeah.
Man, yeah. So Buffalo, Tennessee played tonight. We have no idea what happened there, so we can't tell you what players from you should grab from there on waiver. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But
Derrick
I can
Henry
guarantee
looked
you,
great.
Corey Davis droppable.
I will say, AJ Brown is expected to play.
Yep.
Yeah. So how'd that work out? You guys tell me in the comments.
it went very well, Perry. A lot better than Corey Davis.
Uh,
But yeah, so we're gonna go over the waivers, waiver wire options for week 6. But
Yeah.
before we do that, let's get through some news, Perry.
yeah. News. Well, I mean, there's the big piece of news. I'm sure everybody's heard about it. Really, really sad. Dak Prescott with the compound fracture and
That was
dislocation in his ankle.
disgusting.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of went to school for that stuff, so I've seen worse, but pretty bad. I mean, this is what almost killed Alex Smith.
Yeah.
So it sounds like he's going to have probably around a 6-month recovery, which is a lot faster than I expected. I think the big worry here isn't necessarily the injury, it's complications from the injury, like infection,
Yeah.
which is what happened with Alex Smith. So assuming all of that goes well, it's actually going to be a pretty fast recovery for him in terms of him getting able to get back to, drills and working out and putting a lot of weight on this. So I expect him to be back for the start of next season. I'm not worried about that. I think the big question isn't, is Dak Prescott going to play football again? It's, where is Dak Prescott going to play football again?
Yeah.
Right.
Because I do not believe it'll be in a Cowboys uniform.
I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Obviously, they could franchise tag him again. But I mean, I would like to see him just get the contract from Dallas. It's a bummer, right? This is why these players push so hard for a contract, or at least part of it. A lot of people think it's just because they're greedy and want money, but they want security, right? They're going out there and literally putting their bones at risk, so they want security. And Dak doesn't have that. I mean, obviously he's got a lot of money and everything, but his ankle jumped out of the skin this weekend, and he doesn't have a guaranteed contract into next season. So I personally am not sure where he'll land, but I am sure that I would love it to not be Dallas, because Jerry Jones is a person.
Not a great one.
I don't have an appropriate name to call him right now. But Justin, after the show, I'll give you the name I'm thinking of. Leave a comment below what you think the name is. In terms of fantasy, obviously Dak Prescott owners This sucks. You had a top, between a top 5 and top 3 quarterback week in and week out. You no longer do. Andy Dalton should be serviceable, right? Andy Dalton had some great seasons in Cincinnati in terms of fantasy.
And with McCarthy, they're going to continue to throw the ball a lot.
Right. I don't expect the volume to drop off completely. I do think it will come down. I mean,
the efficiency
honestly,
especially.
Right. I mean, the volume has kind of been off the charts anyways, and I kind of expected it to come back down to earth a little bit, even if Dak had stayed, right? But I think Amari Cooper is still fine. I think CeeDee Lamb is still fine. I think Gallup is still fine.
Which one do you worry about the most, though?
I think I worry about Gallup the most.
I agree with that. And then, because I think Amari Cooper going to continue to do what he does. CeeDee Lamb has broken out this year, and he's emerged just as their number one wide receiver, which just kind of leaves Gallup as the odd man out. But he'll still have big weeks. He's still gonna produce, like you said. But he's the one I'm most concerned with. And also, as we talked about, Schultz.
Yeah, I'm concerned about Dalton Schultz. I went and picked up a replacement in my league for him. I'm still rostering him. I'm not willing to drop him just yet. I need to see how this plays out, right? We can only attempt to predict what will happen in terms of usage, but I do expect his usage to go down. I also think Zeke's usage in the passing game will go down, but I could expect him to get a couple more touches in the running game. So Zeke should kind of stay exactly where he's at. The only concern is if the offense is not quite as efficient as it has been, he might get less goal line carries, right? So the touchdowns might come down just a little bit. But, I don't know. I mean, it's not like we have some, rookie walking in here that has no idea what he's doing. Andy Dalton's played a lot of football, and he's got a really talented offense around him. So
yeah,
I still think
definitely
it's going to work out okay.
More talented than he ever had in Cincinnati.
Yeah, I think that's definitely fair. Justin, maybe I should let you talk about this next one. What happened with Jimmy G?
I'm excited for week 6 when he returns from his injury and comes back and plays in the NFL.
He's officially questionable. I thought he played in week 5.
No, he definitely did not. I've blocked that out of my memory. It never happened, and we're just gonna move on from there and just pretend last week never happened.
I do not expect him to play in week 6. I think it'll be CJ Beathard.
Do you think injury related or?
I think it's injury. I think he should not have been on the field in week 5.
Yeah, he didn't look right. Yeah, his mechanics looked off. He did not look comfortable out there. I think that they rushed him back a little early.
Yeah. If you did not see, the Dolphins prove that they were the alpha on that team. And apparently the 49ers are pretty bad. Go on.
I will say that this definitely, if Jimmy G's not on the field, I think that it definitely hurts Debo, any wide receiver there really, but especially Debo. But it also, Kittle should be just fine. We saw when he was out before how much Kittle got targeted. It was insane.
Yeah, Kittle. That's the thing is quarterback play for Kittle, the way he plays football, it doesn't really matter. He does so much after the catch that it doesn't matter if it's an 8-yard pass.
And they run the ball with him.
Right. Yeah. Kittle is awesome. Kittle is totally fine. Don't worry about Kittle. But yeah, I'm not really willing to start any of the wide receivers on this team if Jimmy G's not starting.
Yeah.
I think it's just too high of a risk. So,
and running backs, I think it also hurts because now you can stack the box a little bit more, so it makes their now convoluted run or backfield even worse.
Right. McKinnon's was not even part of the game.
Yeah, he was at first. He got a couple carries at the beginning, and
then was done.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know, man. That's a weird team to predict right now, except for Kittle. All right, Kyle Allen started for the Washington football team last week. He had some arm soreness during the game, and he was pulled for Alex Smith. It was really cool to see Alex Smith come back out, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. Kyle Allen will remain the starter going forward, is all you guys need to know. All right, Dalvin Cook got pulled from the game against Seattle on Sunday night. Kind of scary. Looks like the MRI went well, is all the information that we have right now. So we're not sure if Mike Zimmer actually knows what happened with the MRI.
Yeah, first of all, I hate you, Mike Zimmer. How, like, your MRI went well, like the scan went well, like the machine did not fall apart as you used it, or what do you mean? Like, what did you see in the scan is what people want to know.
Let's rewind there. I really hope Mike Zimmer's not using the MRI machine. Okay. Okay.
Good point. Good point. But yeah, as the more information actually did come out, he has a mild groin strain. I saw this morning.
I do not expect Cook to play in week 6. I don't. They have a bye in week 7.
No. From what I was reading, so I was talking to another friend of mine who is a doctor as well, and he was saying that he expects
weird flex, but okay.
He expects he said 16 days till he can practice, 18 days till he should be able to play football.
Okay, so we're looking at week 8, right? Because they have a week 7 bye.
Yeah.
And he's definitely probably not playing next week or this coming week.
So he should be good for week 8, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll talk about Madison in a little bit, but I mean, we told you. Anyways, Keenan Allen he scored a touchdown, so he didn't completely blow up your team last night, but he did leave the game with a back injury. There's been no update on the back injury. I'm sure we'll get one later this morning, but we have not received one yet. Sucks. Keenan Allen's been peppered with targets with what's his name?
Herbert?
Yeah, thank you. Wow. It's early. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Justin Herbert has been just peppering with targets. He clearly knows who the best player is on that team, and it gives him the ball a lot. So, I mean, just another injury for the Chargers. It sucks because they're playing well and losing. It's hard to watch, man. I want Justin Herbert to win a game. I don't want Justin Herbert to get credit for the losses because they are not his fault. He's playing really well.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah, definitely a stream option going forward, depending on matchups, but almost every week. Sammy Watkins is expected to miss a few weeks with hamstring injury. This is good news for Hartman, Mecole Hartman. I really like him. I think he becomes less of a touchdown-dependent play with Sammy Watkins out. So I think Hartman is a really great flex option in deeper leagues, 10-team leagues, maybe 12-team leagues for sure. I like Mecole Hartman going forward. Robinson, I see him, as maybe a deep flex, but I would much rather have Mecole Hartman. Do you concur?
Yeah. I was huge on Mecole this whole offseason.
Cool. All right, and then Christian McCaffrey.
As much as you can be on Mecole, I mean, you get him at the end of the draft.
Right. Christian McCaffrey is eligible to return in week 6, but there's not been a decision made on whether or not he will be playing in week 6. I do not think he will play in week 6. I don't think they need to rush him back with how well Mike Davis has been playing.
What I'm wondering though is when, let's say he comes back, okay? Once he gets back with how well Mike Davis has been doing, is the backfield solely Christian McCaffrey's again, or does Mike Davis get in there a little bit more?
I think I'm not too worried about the workload for CMC. They paid him. Mike Davis has been very good, but I'm sorry, Christian McCaffrey's better.
Yeah, of course. But I think Alvin Kamara is amazing. But yeah, exactly. But it used to be like 90-10. You know what I mean?
Which is fine. And I'm fine with that because I think 70 from Christian McCaffrey is still better than most of the people in the league.
Yeah, and if it keeps him healthy, that's great.
Right. The problem is that it isn't like one of these guys is the running down better at the running down job and one of these guys is better at the passing down job. Unfortunately, they're both very good at both
Everything.
of them. And as good as Mike Davis has been in the passing game, he's still nowhere near Christian McCaffrey.
No, Christian McCaffrey is elite.
Right. So I think it's not going to be like, oh, this is a play for Mike Davis. It's more, hey, let's get CMC a rest here.
Yeah, I think like a change of pace back, something like that. Like, all right, let's change things up a little bit on him. Give CMC a break.
I personally, as the CMC owner, am not worried. I don't think.
Oh no, I don't think you should be.
Right.
I'm just wondering for usage, what to expect.
I think at worst, and this is if you're the CMC owner, at worst it's 70-30. Yeah. It could be even less for Mike Davis. Yeah, they don't owe Mike Davis anything.
He may only get 200 yards rushing in a game instead of 230.
Right.
So beware.
Anyways, we'll know more after today after today on CMC, because he did have some tests done yesterday, and I'm sure we're going to get a lot of news about that today. Again, I do not expect him to play this week. So week 7 for Christian McCaffrey. All right. Okay. To you, Justin.
All right. News no one cares about. All right. So I don't have a lot, but I'm going to start us out with this one story. It's pretty awesome. So as anyone who watches football is aware by now, Ian Claypool, or no, what's his name?
Chase Claypool.
Chase Claypool. Through Ian Claypool, someone I went to high school with. Chase Claypool threw caught 4 touchdown passes this weekend in the Pittsburgh game.
Didn't he catch 3 and then run for one?
Yeah, had 4 touchdowns. And then right after the game, he posted a picture on Twitter of Tom Brady looking confused, holding up the 4 fingers from Thursday night's game, like it's 4th down, but with his face superimposed on Tom Brady.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and then to make this even better, Tom Brady later tweeted out a picture congratulating LeBron James on his victory and his 4th championship by tweeting out a picture of LeBron James' face superimposed on Tom Brady holding up 4 fingers.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And he said, not too bad for a washed up old guy.
That's right. LeBron James is washed up.
Yeah. Oh, man. And, basketball needs to come back to Seattle.
I know. But LeBron James needs to come to Seattle.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
He brings championships wherever he goes. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, get LeBron James. We'll take Kevin Durant back as well. We drafted him, so it's only fair. We'll have the 2 of them.
Okay, let's
James
continue.
Harden.
This is not about
yeah. Sorry. Yeah, which is definitely not my expertise anyway. All right. Next thing. Now, me and Perry talked about this, and it sounds harsh because it's in news no one cares about, but it's because it's not fantasy related. I put some feel-good stories in here sometime. And Alex Smith coming back from that horrific injury, like, he went from, we're going to have to cut your leg off, to playing in the NFL again. Like, that is insane, and it's amazing. And man, seeing that Sunday, like, I was excited, and like, I could care less about that game. I don't care about the football team. But watching Alex Smith come onto the field, I was like, and seeing his family, his kids were all excited. I was like, man, that's just awesome. And then like hours later just to see Dak have like the same thing happen to him, I was like, man, that's tragic.
It's like there must always be one.
Yeah, the universe giveth and the universe taketh away.
Yeah, man. And I hope Dak's okay. But yeah, that was really awesome. It was cool to see Alex Smith back. Yeah, I was like, his wife like
Yeah,
crying.
I felt
in the
bad for
stands. I was
his
like,
wife though.
oh my god.
Yeah, she like had her hands over her face, like, please don't
Yeah.
touch him.
Yeah.
But then when he got hit that first time, he got sacked, and he got up just fine. And I mean, he had Aaron Donald on his back. Like,
I'm pretty sure that's not what you want ever.
yeah. I'm like, oh god. And then he got up and he was fine. I was like, okay, cool. He's gonna be all right. He's gonna be all right. But yeah, so that's all the news no one cares about. Just man, Alex Smith, what a great story.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's get into some waivers. So, I mean, we also have bye weeks coming up. So I'm going to bring up players that are on bye week just so you know, hey, I have that player. I should probably be looking at some of these.
Disclaimer. The schedule is changing every week.
Every
bye
day.
Weeks, yes, bye weeks are changing all over the place.
Yeah.
My official stand on bye weeks is do not plan for bye weeks until like literally that day. Like you need to be on your toes here. Yeah. Denver and
follow us on social media for that purpose, because I do tweet out the changes to the schedule as they occur, so you can be aware. It's hard to get a whole video up.
And New England, we're going to play until Sunday morning. So like you just need to be water here, my friends. Yeah. Be water.
All right. So week 6, we have bye weeks for at the quarterback position for Russell Wilson, Drew Brees, Derek Carr, and Justin Herbert, which were all, a bunch of those were basically all in starting lineups except maybe Derek Carr.
Right. Yeah.
And so now you're going to have to look for a quarterback, right? So one of the ones I was going to bring up was Gardner Minshew. He's been iffy. He's played pretty good at the beginning. He's come back to reality a little bit more since, but he's got a good team around him. He's averaging almost 300 yards a game, and I just think that's a good guy that could fill in for you for a week. That you could just plug into your lineup and he should do just fine.
I like Gardner Minshew a lot. He's borderline a week in, week out starter. He is a week in, week out. He's the number 9 quarterback on the league right now. So.
Yeah, but he's not owned at that percentage. You know what I mean?
Right, right. I mean, I know Drew Brees is on a bye, but I would probably rather be starting Gardner Minshew every week than Drew Brees right now, as crazy as that sounds. When Michael Thomas comes back, things should definitely change.
I probably should have put that in the news. No one cares about Michael Thomas being out this week due to getting in a fist fight with his teammate.
Right. But Gardner Minshew has really only had one bad week. It was the week that I picked him up in a league. But 26 points, 29 points, 10 points, 24 points, 24 points. Gardner Minshew is a great start.
Yeah, and I was going to say that 24 points is like where I see his, that's what I see. If you were to ask me, regardless of matchup, how many fantasy points should I expect from Minshew? 24 points is right around where I see him. Right.
Cool.
All right, week 6. Oh, yeah, we're still week 6. Running backs. So some of the running backs that are on a bye week this week, we got Alvin Kamara, obviously Latavius Murray, Chris Carson, Josh Jacobs, Justin Jackson, and Joshua Kelly on the same team. So if you were planning to start any of them, you will not be able to do that. Right. So some of the guys that I want to talk about, a couple of them, you got Dearness Johnson from the Browns. That was one of the waiver wire pickups we talked about last week. He's still unowned in a lot of leagues, so you can still go snag this guy up. With Nick Chubb out, he's going to have a role there, and if you're desperate for a running back to start, because there are a lot of injuries now, bye weeks are getting factored in, you could be desperate. This could be a guy that you could throw in there, and he has a great chance of finding the end zone.
Yeah, don't look into how low his fantasy output was this week. It was a tough matchup against Indy.
The number 1 defense in the NFL.
Right. So I fully expect Dearness Johnson to be not where Kareem Hunt was while Nick Chubb was in, but definitely somebody that you can flex with some confidence.
Yeah. Um, Real quick before we go on though, I did want to bring up. I mean, I know the Chargers have a bye week, but we just watched for the first time since Austin Eckler was out with Justin Jackson and Joshua Kelly leading the backfield, and we talked about it a little bit off there. But what's your take on that backfield, Perry?
I'm worried, man. Like I think Justin Jackson looked really bad every time he touched the ball. Joshua Kelly maybe looked a little bit better, but I wouldn't say he looked good. And so I'm just concerned about that backfield. While Austin Eckler is out, I'm kind of worried that this is going to turn into a hot hand, as you put it. Not even necessarily a committee, right? A committee, at least you can kind of expect a percentage towards either direction. But with this one, I don't know who it's going to be each week. I don't even think either of them are that good at the moment. So it makes me really excited for when Austin Eckler comes back. But that's at least a few weeks away.
So I actually thought Justin Jackson looked better than Kelly in the game. I think I would rather own Jackson than Kelly, as crazy as that sounds.
Sounds pretty crazy, man.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not Justin Jackson's out there on a lot of waivers. Like, I would say throw him on your bench, like roster him, throw him on your bench. Cause I mean, hopefully he pans out, but I mean, worst case scenario, he's just sitting on your bench. But I mean, best case scenario, you're going to have a starting running back in a week or two.
I know. So I know that Justin Jackson's fantasy output was decent with the 94 total yards. I don't, it was just this weird, like the eye test. I just don't think he looked explosive when he touched the ball. I don't know. Maybe New Orleans just had a, I don't like rooting for players to do poorly, but I just wasn't impressed is all.
Yeah. So God, week 6, yeah. Another player that we had told you to pick up is Damian Harris last week. He has a bye week as well this week. So no, he doesn't, because they just had their bye week. Sorry.
Right.
Do you know? I don't even know who they play week 6, but he's another waiver wire option. Okay.
That game got moved.
It just got moved. Okay. I'm like, I know I posted this on social media. I'm trying to recall all the changes.
Bear with us, guys. This is changing like literally as we speak. Like it is happening. So everything we're saying in terms of bye weeks, check it yourself. Check it right now. As you're listening to this, go look.
Yeah, hit me up on social media. I'll let you know.
But yeah, I mean, Damian Harris, I'm not big on New England's backfield just because, again, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm totally willing to admit that with all the injuries, these weird buys, the COVID situation, you might have to start Damian Harris.
Yeah, some of these guys are guys where you might be forced into a situation where you need to start them this week.
Right. And if you get what you got out of him last week against Denver this week, who have had a pretty decent run defense, I'm not expecting it, but if you got it, then you're really happy. So clearly it's possible for him to do well. And again, you might have to start him.
Another guy on the list, this one I don't. This is probably my least favorite one on here, is Malcolm Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Darrell Henderson looked like the lead back. You also have Cam Akers coming back. I think this backfield, I mean, I think, Perry, you nailed it a couple weeks ago when you said maybe this is a backfield we just don't want.
Right. Yeah. I traded away Darrell Henderson this week.
This is the 49ers backfield minus the breakaway runs.
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, just so everybody is aware, I traded away Darrell Henderson this week after his bad week. I got Aaron Rodgers in return. and I was hurting at quarterback, so I'm happy about it. But then Darrell Henderson goes out and puts up 2 touchdowns. He only put up 38 yards though against Washington. It wasn't like an efficient day for him. And I think if you took away those 2 touchdowns, you're going to be pretty disappointed. And I think, again, it doesn't really matter which one you have or which one you think is best. The Rams are just going to run whoever they want to run. And Cam Akers is coming back, man. Cam Akers is going to be involved. And there's just going to be 3 guys involved. So,
yep. And then the last running back I got on here, this one, so Keyshawn Vaughn. It's a little bit deeper of a pick. Lesean McCoy and Leonard Fournette are both still nursing ankle injuries. We don't know if they're playing this week. But he's the backup there to Ronald Jones. They used him on a lot of passing downs, which is great with Tom Brady because Tom Brady loves to throw the ball to his running back. He did fumble the ball, so luckily Bill Belichick is not their coach. Otherwise, you would never see him again. He would throw him into a black hole somewhere. So, I mean, Vaughn does have some value. I don't think it's a lot. This is a desperate play if you're throwing him in there.
Yeah, that's kind of, I think I would like to roster him but not play him. It also depends on how deep your bench is.
Yeah.
And side note, you guys should all go talk to your commissioner right now. And if you only have like 5 or 6 bench spots, let's just increase it by 1. With what's going on this season, more bench spots. Like more bench spots is a really good idea. One guy that, I mean, we kind of alluded to this earlier, Alexander Madison is probably owned in your league. But if he is not, you just got a workhorse running back for at least 1 week. Yeah. And they're playing Atlanta this coming week.
Yeah, that's a great team to have any player in fantasy football against.
Right. And we didn't mention Kirk Cousins as a stream. I think Kirk Cousins is a great stream this week.
Also, Atlanta just fired their head coach and
called it.
And their GM, I think, as well.
Yep. So, I called it. Dan Quinn. I called it.
Man. Adam Gase sitting over there chuckling. Just
Adam Gase is pulling some witchcraft. I think we need to double check that the Jets owner isn't being mind controlled by Adam Gase. Some like warlock powers.
Like what? Lord of the Rings, the king.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's what's happening right now. Adam Gase is Wormtongue from Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
Make that meme.
I will. I definitely will. Right. But yeah, they need to fire him. My theory on that is that they're trying to secure that number 1 draft pick.
That's so funny. You can keep your job because you're bad at it. Dude, imagine.
They don't want to bring someone in who might start winning games.
just keep doing what you're doing. You know how Le'Veon Bell's so good? Don't give him the ball.
Yeah. How about that Frank Gore guy, huh?
Yeah. Frank Gore can crutch his way down the field. Anyways, moving on.
All right. Yeah, wide receivers to talk about. All right, we got bye weeks, so we were super excited for Michael Thomas to come back this week until he punched his teammate in the face and didn't play. But now he's on a bye week, so...
You want to know a tinfoil hat theory that I have about that?
Yeah.
So they have a bye, right, in week 6, which you just said. Michael Thomas is coming off an injury. I think had they not had a bye in week 6, Michael Thomas plays. Because I think this was a really good excuse to keep him out 1 more week to give him two extra weeks of recovery.
Yeah, maybe.
I totally think that if they were playing in week 6, Michael Thomas is on the field last night.
Yeah, maybe. So, yeah, obviously he's not playing this week, bye week. Emanuel Sanders also bye week. Traquan Smith, all 3 of their wide receivers. Then Seattle, you have DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, both on a bye week, both top 10 wide receivers. And then you have Keenan Allen on a bye week this week. Hunter Renfrow and Henry Ruggs both on a bye week if you were trying to play either of them.
I will say It looks like Emmanuel Sanders has figured out that offense, by the way.
Yeah, he looked good. But now next time we see him, we'll be with Michael Thomas back as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not expecting the volume, but I think that he's going to have some value.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, some of the wide receivers out there. T. Higgins still out there in most leagues. Over half the leagues still available.
Come on, people.
Yeah, grab him if he is available. I mean, he seems to be Joe Burrow's favorite target, and so he should be your favorite waiver target.
Yeah, I like T. Higgins a lot. I know it's bad matchup this week, guys. They played the Ravens. Dude, just go get T. Higgins.
Next one I want to talk about is Brandon Cooks.
Oh God.
He's unowned in over half the leagues now. Wow. Like
you go play him.
The
go
week that
him.
I
dare you.
Oh no. I'm saying roster him. I'm not saying start him yet, but roster him.
Do that. I don't even want to do that. Go on, keep going.
Yeah, because like I said, like if there's a week he's going to do it, it's this week, and he did. But I mean, I'm not telling you to start him after what he's done this season. So I would just like to have him on my team and see what happens there. Maybe he can continue to do what he did. I'm going to come back up on our list, Perry, to this one, to Russell Gage, also owned in 45% of leagues. Julio Jones, he may not play this week again. So if he does, Russell Gage, he's a decent, like you could start Russell Gage if Julio's out. If Julio's playing, I don't want to start Gage. I think there's better options.
I agree. Let me take the next one while you review the trade I just sent you.
Okay.
I think Mecole Hartman, we already kind of talked about Mecole Hartman. With Sammy Watkins out, Mecole Hartman, I think, is going to get a lot of work. He's also a potential 2-touchdown blow up at any point. He's got the best quarterback in the league, arguably. And his 4-game stretch coming up is Broncos, Jets, Panthers, Raiders. And I know the Raiders put a hurting on the Chiefs this week, but I'm not scared. So I really like Mecole Hartman. He's only owned at 41% of leagues.
Yeah, Mecole Hardman. Like I said, I liked him in the offseason. He has so much potential.
Did you get that trade, Justin?
I'm opening it right now for some reason. Flea Flicker.
In the Dynasty League.
This makes more sense. I'm looking. It says I have no trades.
Laviska Shenault should definitely be owned, guys. These are a lot of players that we've been talking about for the last few weeks. Scotty Miller, as long as Chris Godwin's out, Scotty Miller is the number 2 wide receiver for the Buccaneers. So needs to be owned. With COVID going on, with all the injuries this year, we're going to have to scrape the bottom of the barrel with a lot of our waiver pickups. And Scotty Miller is better than bottom of the barrel, in my opinion. I know you wanted to talk about Darnell Mooney, so I'll let you talk about him.
So Darnell Mooney, he seemed to be the favorite target there.
Why would you reject that trade?
Because it's a dynasty league.
You just said he had to be rostered. Go roster
him. And you have him rostered. Great job.
Justin did not give me Henry Ruggs for Brandon Cooks, guys.
In a dynasty league. Get out of here. Who was I talking about? Mooney. Yeah, Mooney. Yeah, he seems to find targets there. Like they go to him in a lot of situations where it shows that they trust him. 3rd downs, things like that. So I think he's a player that you could depend on in when you have players on bye week and stuff like that. Like he's going to have a solid floor. He's going to get you some points.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's the Bears' offense, so he's not going to get you an amazing amount of points. The only player that's going to do that there is Allen Robinson.
Tight ends. You ready for some tight ends?
Yeah, I do want to bring this one up real quick. I just want to see your reaction. Tim Patrick.
It's deep league. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
I'd
not
say
saying
in a
there's
deep
no
league.
value, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying there's no value. Just saying, do it again.
Yeah.
Also, who's your quarterback? You know, deep league, he certainly needs to be rostered.
No, really, who is their quarterback?
I don't know. Drew Lock, maybe. There's rumors he might start. I think that I would have him in a very deep league, but I'm not starting Tim Patrick.
Yeah, I agree with that, and it'd have to be a pretty deep league.
Yeah.
Which I mean is possible because with a lot of people have expanded rosters with COVID this year or with IR slots, so that means there's less players out there on the waiver wire. So I mean it's possible.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Tight ends on bye week this week, we have Darren Waller, Hunter Henry, Jared Cook, Greg Olsen. I mean, there's a bunch of starting tight ends in that list right there. So there's going to be people out there looking for tight ends. The first one I'm going to talk about is Ally Cox. Now, I just started him this week in a league. That went great for me. He got me a whopping 0 points. But he is their tight end. Like he's the starting tight end there, and he's gonna get some targets. Like you're hoping for a touchdown with him. It sucks, but he's probably it's sad, but I don't want to admit this, but he's my second favorite guy out of these guys.
Ally Cox is?
Yeah.
Is Eric Ebron your favorite?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
And it's sad because I don't want to like Eric Ebron, but I do.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. That's why I like Eric
I told
Ebron.
you so. I was pretty confident that Ben Roethlisberger could sit back there and just throw to these really talented wide receivers and be well.
Yeah,
do really well.
He's doing it. Yeah, I was cautious on his injury, and I was wrong. He's back.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more confident in Eric Ebron than a lot of tight ends, especially a lot of these waiver tight ends. Ally Cox, Chris Herndon.
And honestly, it's because like if you were to put Ally Cox on the Steelers and Eric Ebron, I would feel the same way about Ally Cox, like because he's going to get more red zone opportunities.
Right. I don't think Eric Ebron is like a guarantee, right? There's very little guarantees ever on waivers, but he's on an offense that will score passing touchdowns often. And you know what? Having a piece of that offense isn't too bad. And with, oh gosh, what's his name? Injured. Help me out. Wide receiver.
For who?
For the Steelers.
I don't know.
Deontay Johnson.
Oh yeah, Deontay Johnson out. Yeah.
With Deontay Johnson out, it's just going to open up more opportunity here. You know, Chase Claypool's not going to score 3 passing touchdowns every week.
You scared me. I was like, did Juju get hurt?
Well, he hurt me.
Yeah.
Okay.
My theory was him and Chase Claypool switched uniforms before the game.
I want those fantasy points then. Right on. Cool. Any DSTs to stream this week, Justin?
Well, how you feel about Chris Herndon? Because people always talk about him.
No.
Thank you.
I do not feel about Chris Herndon. How about that?
Yeah, you were dead to me, Chris
Who
Herndon.
is Chris Herndon?
Yeah. Everyone, like, people love to talk about Chris Herndon. He is so talented. That's what people always talk about Chris Herndon. He's so talented. It's just apparently not in football because it's never transitioned.
Maybe he plays the violin or
he writes amazing screenplays. So talented.
Okay. Chargers DST this coming week, I think is a great stream. They're playing the Jets. Funny enough, the Washington football team
Yeah.
Pretty sneaky little stream this week against the Giants. As funny as that sounds.
A lot of times these DSTs are going to be teams playing the Jets or Giants. Surprise.
Right. And then the Rams against the 49ers.
Yeah, I actually think that's a really good DST to start, and that hurts.
Right. Otherwise, a lot of the good defenses that are already owned already have pretty good matchups, so a lot of things aren't really going to change there. But, you know, if you're looking forward 2 weeks from now, if you really want to get play 4D chess, Bills against the Jets in 2 weeks is a nice matchup. And then basically figure out whoever one of the New York teams is playing. Eagles defense against the Giants in 2 weeks could be pretty fun to watch as well. Lots of interceptions and turnovers and fumbles
for everyone.
Yeah, so
you get an interception.
You get an interception. You don't get an interception, but you get a fumble.
Surprise.
Yeah, Daniel Dimes.
Yeah, he trademarked.
That's about how much he's worth now. So,
man, I saw the kicker for who was it? The kicker for the Chargers, Bagley. He trademarked his nickname that he gave himself, the Money Badger. Yeah.
Well,
it would have been nice if he earned that money when he missed that 50-yard field goal or that extra point.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's a good place to end it.